What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York, invading Columbus, Ohio for the final day at Sonic Temple Fest. And today we are here with Dirty Honey.
What's up?
How you doing?
It's so great to have you here. Dirty Honey all the way from Los Angeles, upstate New York, Portland, Oregon, and what else am I missing?
Portland, Maine.
Yeah, Portland, Maine, and LA.
Wow. Again, all four corners of the United States. You need a member from Florida now, and then you just got it all covered.
Well,
We'll skip that.
my parents kind of moved there, so I'm kind of a Tampa guy too now sometimes. So.
Death metal capital of the world. Can't go wrong
Yeah.
with Tampa.
Tampa's cool. I love the Buccaneers actually. So.
Awesome. But it's so great to have you guys here. You have your self-titled EP out now. Do you just want to give a rundown on how the making of the EP was and the record cycle thus far?
Yeah, I wanted him to take that one.
Just totally.
No, we actually recorded our record in Australia with Nick Didia. He's a producer of like STP fame, Pearl Jam, Springsteen, Rage Against the Machine, but he lives in Australia now, so we flew out there and we had a couple Skype calls with him, and he really understood us, and the record speaks for itself. Honestly, he captured a really good sound, and we're extremely proud of the work we did out there. So.
You know, it's funny. I like bringing this up. When you're working with a producer, do you like look at the producer's previous work and you want him to bring his own mix to your sound, or does the producer kind of listen to the material you have and be like, okay, I have to work this way according to it?
Kind of want him to bring the best out of us, not really try to put something he's done in the past on us, but develop something new that works with us, you know?
That's really his job, is to get the best out of the artist, and it's like, if you hear me versus like Scott Weiland, it's two completely different vocalists. We're never going to sound the same anyway. So his job is just to get the perfect performance out of me, out of the guitarists. You know, these guys track the instruments together, and then I come in and put vocals on top. But you want that perfect take. You know, you want that very organic, raw, live sounding. You know.
Perfect take in the sense that it is raw, and maybe there are some imperfections in there that you could nitpick, but that's what makes it the perfect take, is that it has those natural imperfections.
Yeah, it seems like from listening to it, it has the perfect bridge between, a very well-made record, very well polished and everything, but there's still an essence of rawness to it, so there's a natural element. That
was actually a huge challenge for me, because I'm kind of a perfectionist. When I'm tracking drums, I could have spent the whole time doing drum takes, but some of those tracks ended up being first take, and he was just like, that's the one. So then it's a challenge on my part to surrender to that.
Well, if your drummer sucks, your band sucks, so, you kind of have to...
Corey definitely doesn't suck, thank God.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, it was a challenge, honestly. Me and the bass player and the guitarist, we had a tough time finding a great drummer that was trying to be in a band in LA, because a lot of them are sidemen, working for much bigger artists, and it's definitely a risk to be in a rock band these days, and it's hard work. That can't fall by the wayside. But yeah, Nick was a great producer, helped us make great songs, and was really an essential person.
And being that this was an EP, I forgot how many songs exactly are on it. There's six. Okay, so
There's 5 on the EP.
Okay,
we did 7 songs with Nick, but 5 are on the EP.
You ever worried that the songs that aren't on the EP are going to be on a B-side record, or just be the biggest hit you guys ever had?
One of them is getting released later on this year, actually. So
when we do a vinyl run for the fall.
But being that it was an EP that you released, it's not like a full-length album. It almost seems like an EP. There's a lot more pressure, because you want to make sure every second counts. There's an album, you may have time to throw in this weird artistic intro track to it. Is it fair to say that maybe making an EP made you guys, maybe for lack of better ideas, a little more focused?
Yeah, I think we were kind of strapped for time anyway, in kind of a good way. We weren't rushed by any means, but we knew we had to be at the studio at 10 a.m. every day. It was work. We weren't in Australia, pissing off, going to the beach every day. We were working hard to make sure this was done right and make sure we nailed these 5 songs.
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure that instead of doing a lot of songs poorly, we wanted to do 5 songs and make them absolutely as best as we could.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when you're playing live, do you try to execute the material exactly how people are hearing it on the album?
No.
Or you try to make the live presence a little
Make it
bit
feel raw,
different.
make it feel live.
Yeah, the feedback we've gotten from Rolling Sevens is it's a little more funky almost live. It's rock and roll, but the idea is to get people to dance and have a good time and sort of, you know, forget about whatever it is they're thinking about for, you know, our set. And we definitely diversify. Like, there's a breakdown. We start the show off differently than we do on the record anyway. You know, like, yeah, you're not going to hear the songs.
Yeah, we definitely want to leave room for like any natural spur of the moment, small improvisation, little guitar fills or drum fills or whatever. It's going to be different every time.
They're performed very, very well. It's just, yeah, there's a subtle difference.
Totally get you. Yeah, you want people to. I feel like the best formula is to like make the album sound awesome, and then when people come see you live, you know, execute those songs good, but make it something different so that.
Right. Well, yeah, we got our start playing in like tiny little clubs in LA, and we would have to play for hours on end each night. So I think a lot of the improvisation and stuff that you hear in our songs live now comes from those moments of like, you know, trying to keep it fresh. Not that we're bored playing our music, we're not, but that's a part of us, you know.
Yeah, we would go play 4 hours in a row in LA, and like just to fill space, you have to improvise. It's like I can't
Right.
sing the same exact set, you know, 4 times or whatever. And we have a bank of originals and covers we can dive into, but you know, just to waste time, we would just go off on like a 10-minute jam. So that comes very natural to us.
Yeah.
You can play your best song twice. I was interviewing Mike. Yeah, I was interviewing Mike from I Hate God, and he told me that he saw Europe, the band, play, and they opened with the final countdown and ended with it. So
That's like when Billy Joel like played "Come Out, Virginia." What's that song? Only the Good Die Young. You play it like 6 times in a row.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, Bon Jovi's been playing the same set list for what, 35 years. So
he's still killing it.
yeah. There you go. So before we go, I'd like to thank you guys so much for your time today.
Thank
Is
you.
there just anything else that you would like to promote? You said you have a new single coming out. Is there just any shows coming up or tours you'd like to plug?
Yeah, we're going out with Slash and Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators in July, so that'll be awesome. We're doing Rocklahoma next weekend. We've got some shows in the Midwest this coming week, so yeah, we're super busy. We're going to be busy through the end of the year, so grab some tickets to a Dirty Honey show. You won't regret it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Everybody, we are
Thank you.
here with Dirty Honey. Pick up the self-titled EP if you haven't already, and be sure to catch them on their tour with Slash and Miles Kennedy. We'll see you next time on Heavy New York. Oh, was that okay?
That was great, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.